What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Lou Streets, and I am back with some more gender wars in the FGC, which seems to be really taking off and popping off lately because we just had that whole situation we covered with FemShep getting a sponsorship, and then you guys saw the reactions to that. Well, now we have another one, and it just came out of nowhere, so let's check it out. Okay, so you guys know about the annual event called Frosty Faustings. Well, they just put out a tweet that says this: in the FGC, we're more than competitors, we're family. We fight, grind, and support each other through every victory and defeat. It's the bonds we build, the shared passion, and the mutual respect that turn a game into a community. Thanks to every one of you guys who joined us at Frosty Faustings in 2025, right? So they put out this tweet and then they put out this picture. So let's take a look at it. I don't really know how this popped things off. People are in the comments arguing about, just random stuff. But if you look at the picture, it's a bunch of different people. You see men, you see women, you see all types of races, all types of ages, etc. People of different appearances, but it's a lot of people in this picture. It's so many people that if you look in the back, you can't even make people out, but that shows you the size of the community, right? So the replies has kind of got people arguing about random things. Mutually respect, I wish y'all don't care, we hear you loud and clear. One big old family of PDFs and sex criminals. I don't know what's going on in these replies, but it's they're just going crazy, talking wild to each other. You were like family with the abusive father, what a corporate email reads like before they fire you without pay. So this is what's going down. For whatever reason, the replies are just kind of toxic, right? But there was one reply that really took the cake. So let me pull up the picture. So we got this guy here who his account it's Dalton E. So if you look at the bottom of the picture, I'm gonna move it to the middle so we can see it a little bit better. If you look at the bottom of the picture, he's responding to this tweet because this is the tweet that he's retweeting. And so he says, women in the FGC are the ugly girls from high school that never got the attention they desperately wanted. Their crushes didn't want them. The hot chicks talked shit about them. They were invisible. Now that they're older, they got a bit more attractive, still ugly compared to normal society, and use the FGC to seek attention from awkward dorks in the niche community to fill that empty void from high school. Around 2016, you'll be surprised how many of these e-girls would sleep around with top players for free flights to events. I wouldn't be surprised if that's still happening. Not to mention now 90% of the e-girls in the FGC want to funnel their OnlyFans or fans leads to these desperate FGC losers. Women in the FGC are either e-girls or trans, not women. Get women out of gaming. Hey, I don't know why he really went in. He just really went all the way in, right? So this is his opinion on women in the FGC. I don't really understand how this opinion came from this picture, because if you look at this picture, it's men in the picture. So it seems like he just wants it to be all men in the picture, because as you see from his tweet, he didn't really say anything about guys outside of them being dorks. He just kind of slandered the women. And this comes on the heels of the FemShep situation. And so my thing is, he said all this, and of course, you know what the controversy was. They was in his DMs and in his replies killing him. They was killing him all day. You know for a fact that he was getting cooked left and right by the community. But this is what I want to say right here. So what I don't get about his take is this. It's some girls in the FGC who do some really dope shit and they're cool. It's some whack ass chicks in the FGC who do some corny, toxic shit and then use womanhood to cover them when they get called out. It's some dudes in the FGC who do some really dope shit. And there's some dudes in the FGC that are clowns that do a lot of corny shit. So this really doesn't apply to just sex. So I kind of don't really understand his take here, because this thing is just get women out of gaming. But if you're good at the game, or you enjoy the game, or you have fun playing it and you're genuinely interested in it, it really shouldn't matter what gender you is. And my thing is, I'm willing to call out both sides when they do corny shit, but this here is just kind of it's just sexist, because it's just get women out of gaming. But what about the women in gaming who are cool? I'm not gonna lie to you, it's some girls who do whack shit, but it's some dudes who do whack shit. So it's what if women came in the game and was get all guys out of gaming? It just wouldn't make sense. In order for a community to grow and be fun, everybody should be invited. Now, one thing that I don't like, and this is what I don't get into, right? Remember what I said in my last video, in the FemShep video, about how if every time somebody hated on me and I said it was because I was black, it would be doing identity politics? What I don't like in gaming is identity politics. When people try to forced narratives in this shit. And it's like, bro, we just trying to play the game. We trying to have fun. Some people got jobs they hate. Some people not making enough money. Some people barely getting by. So when people get into gaming, they want to kind of get away and have fun in a fantasy type world where they get to enjoy and experience something and maybe even be a part of a community. So what I don't begin is when people like do like the whole identity politics thing and just like make that their go-to. Like if you have your identity that you're a part of and then you're into this game, let's just focus on the game and kick it. I don't like people who just force their identity, like their identity politics on you, because I'm not into that. I don't do that. Like I don't black, inner city. Because like I'm black, I'm from the inner city, but I don't talk about that stuff in my content because it's like, that's not really relevant to the content. If I'm playing Mortal Kombat and you play Mortal Kombat, it don't really matter where you from or what you do, if you a guy, if you a girl. So like with him, I really don't get this take. And then my second thing about it is that if you gonna go full misogyny, then go full misogyny. Like the thing I don't respect about his take is he didn't stand on business. Cause you will have some people that be like, you know, there's no place for people who think like this or talk like this. Hey, this is how some people think, and no different than people who think the extreme opposite. You can't get rid of everybody for their takes. What you can do is decide who you want to hang out with and who you don't want to fuck with. But my thing about him is like, if you're gonna say this take, you gotta stand on business. The thing that's whack to me about him is he made this tweet. I don't know where it came from. I don't know if he was emotional. I don't know if he was upset, whatever the case may be, but he made this tweet. Due to the backlash, he deleted it. So I can't even go read the replies because he deleted the tweet. But the thing that's corny to me about it is like, if you're gonna say it, stand on it. Like if that's really what you feel, then stand on it. Don't say that, get the backlash, then start like blocking people and deleting the tweet. You gotta stand on business. I wouldn't say it because I don't feel this way. But anything that I do say, if it's what I really feel, I gotta stand on that. So I don't really understand, like, did he think he was gonna get like a whole bunch of love? Because the reality is this. It's some people who agree with him for whatever reasons they do, right? And then it's a lot of people who don't agree with him for those same opposite reasons. And then there's some people who are simply going to attack him because they want to like get seen by some girl that they're in love with that they'll never have a chance with. And they really secretly feel like him, but they wouldn't say that in public, right? So my thing is, I don't know if he expected to get a bunch of love or not, but if you're going to say this, you gotta stand on business. Like they cooking you anyway. They already know who you are. You're not gonna put something on Twitter and then you delete it and nobody's gonna see it. Like once you put that shit up, if you got any form of an audience and you've been around for 5 minutes online, that shit's, it's there to stay. So why delete the tweet? You can mute the conversation so you don't wanna get the replies. But I mean, you gotta stand on business. If you gonna go full misogyny, don't tiptoe. Put your whole foot in the water. Like, don't do what he did and then pull back. If you gonna take the shame, you gotta take the shame. But I just don't get this take because like, it's a lot of cool girls in the FGC. It's a lot of cool dudes in the FGC. It's also the opposite for each group where it's a bunch of whack ass people who do whack ass shit and hide behind anonymous accounts and constantly bash men and constantly bash women and their whole entire brand is just negative. Those people are corny, but that's not really gender specific. So I really don't get his take. And then you know my favorite creator, my favorite Tekken creator, Miss Play Stuff. I tell you, she's super funny because of like, she has a sarcastic sense of humor. So of course, her thing was when people say stuff like this, they usually never good at the game. And I've kind of found that to be true too. Like when people say like really egregious shit, they tend to suck at the game. Like when anonymous people hit me up and talk nonsense behind they anime PFPs, they always usually be garbage because the people who are good or who are skilled, they don't really go out of their way to put people down. Like even if you watch my videos, I talk a little trash here and there, but like I really don't go out of my way to put people down unless they got shitty connection or unless they like doing something super cheesy that's based on their connection carrying them. But other than that, for the most part, I'm pretty chill because I'm confident in my own skill and my content creation ability, right? But what Miss Play Stuff was saying is that a lot of the times when people say this, like where's the gameplay? Show us your skill. Instead of saying get women out of gaming, show us how good you are that women don't belong. So this is kind of what her take was. So let's take a read. So he says, the funny thing about being, because this is in response to like his tweet, like he deleted the tweet, but obviously he's still getting pushback, right? So he says, Dalton E says, the funny thing about being called an incel all day today by anonymous and e-girls from the FGC is that the world has lost any real meaning. I've been celibate ever since I gave my life to Jesus Christ. Fornication is disgusting and it's concerning how much value people place on sex. I don't really know where, like, I don't understand his takes because it's get women out of gaming, but then it's like I'm super religious. I don't really know, you know what I'm saying? But the funny thing is, as you see, this is why I love Misplaced Stuff, because her sense of humor is very similar to mine. So I appreciate her sense of humor. I'm a Seinfeld watcher. I'm really big on sarcasm. So she says, where's your FGC gameplay? In heaven? This is the proper response. Like, this is the way that you kind of weaponize somebody nonsense against them. She said, where's your gameplay? Fuck all that gender shit. Where's your gameplay? And since he said he gave his life to Jesus, she asks, is your gameplay in heaven? That shit is hilarious to me. You know what I'm saying? My boy Mike over here says, it's hilarious to see the free speech absolutists shut down voices that don't agree with them or mock them. They just want an echo chamber, which is ironic. There's not even a point in blocking people anymore. You can literally see everything they're doing. It's pathetic. And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, bro, if it's cool that you all about free speech and saying what's on your mind, but stand on business. Don't run from the smoke. You said it, you put it out there. Don't delete the tweet. Don't start blocking people. Stand on what you said. If you feel like women shouldn't be in the FGC, roll with that. Let that be your brand. I'm ranting a little bit. Let me drink a little bit of juice. I'm ranting a little bit. But hold up. And then Misplaced Stuff responds to Mike and says, 100% true. Also, while they're talking about communities they are not a part of, I've never seen these people play the game. Like, I need to see these godlike male gamers gameplay so I can understand why I shouldn't be in the community and go back to the kitchen. And this is why she's funny to me, because like what I said in my last video about the film chef scenario, Misplaced Stuff is good at the game and she's funny. But what makes her more funny is that she's actually good at the game. So it's like when we get into these gender specific topics where like people want to attack girls just for being girls, it don't make sense to me because it's just not logical. It's not practical. Like, it shouldn't be about if you're a girl or not. Are you contributing to the community, or are you taking away from it? Are you making it negative? Are you adding positivity? Are you adding value? That's all that matters to me, right? Girl or guy. So then she goes on to say, you're politically incorrect, not vaccinated, refuse masks, believe in God, know that there is only two genders, Republican, you defend any of the people listed above, esports is not inclusive, it's discriminatory. Okay, so I see what he's saying. He's essentially saying that if he believes in these things, then that makes the esports world and the FGC world discriminate against him. And I mean, I understand what he's trying to say, but the thing is, like, bro, everybody doesn't agree with everything. And this is the thing that I think is so funny about identity politics and why I don't get into them. I don't agree with everything that everybody in FGC does. I'm sure there's people in the community that don't agree with things that I do, but we don't need to get into that. We're just playing the game. Like, if we in the fighting game community, I don't care who you voted for. I don't care what you into. Like, and I don't have an interest in it because, like, who am I to tell you what you should be into or not? The only thing is, are you getting on my motherfucking nerves, or are you being a positive experience when I interact with you? That's all that matters to me. And then on top of that, Misplaced Stuff shows that after she chastised him, he blocked her. So the thing is, like, you're not really standing on business, bro. Like, okay, you want to be Mr. Misogynistic in the FGC, that's cool. You got to stand on that and take what come with that. If you're not ready for that heat, don't say it. But the thing is, like, I just don't know what's going on in the FGC. Like, I don't really know what's going on in the world today. Like, because I'm all about just playing the video games and having fun. I'll play with a guy, I'll play with a girl. If you're good, if you're funny, like, you may not be as skilled as me. You might just be funny on the mic. We can have a good conversation. We might have conversations about the state of the game or something like that we're playing. But like, this whole thing about just being angry, I don't really get it. Like, why would you not want women in gaming? Like, the reality is, I'm a content creator, right? So I feel I've gotten to a point based on some of my past relationships I went through. I think only a gamer girl could really understand my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that this is an important part of my life. I've dated other girls who like know that I make videos and like they can enjoy what I'm doing. But I think a gamer girl would really understand what I'm doing. So if there are no women in the FGC and I play fighting games and I don't have a girl that understands what I'm doing, how could we like really ever grow if she don't really like at least have some small interest? Like, she don't gotta be like great at fighting games, like even play them that much, but just the fact that she has like some inclination of what's going on within the community, then she understands why this is important to me versus feeling like, oh, Lou just over there playing around doing bullshit. How can we ever have a future and blah, 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 blah. So it's like, he may be a gamer guy and he may be you know, what do you say, celibate and giving his life to Christ and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, like, if you love these things and your lady don't understand what you into and she thinks that you just wasting time, do you pick your lady or do you pick your passion? How do you have two? Because I'm the type of person, I want my lady and I want my passion. The best way to have that would be my lady to understand what I'm doing. But if I don't want women in the FGC or women in the game at all, how would my girl even have a clue what the fuck I got going on when she don't know what it is? So it's like, I just think it's a weird take. Because it's like, women in the FGC aren't bothering you, bro. Like, just don't interact with them if you don't want them to be a part of it. But like, it may be some shit that you see to get in your nerves and you think is hypocritical. I see stuff like that all the time, but just ignore it or speak on that particular scenario. But don't just say like, women just can't be in the FGC. Like, it don't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And then the part that's whack to me about it is that you're not standing on business. Like, if you're gonna say it, stand in it. If I say something that's misogynistic or something like that, roll with what comes with that. Let that be your brand. Let the people who agree with you roll with that with you. Don't say it and then backtrack. Like, that's weak because it defeats the whole purpose of you saying it if you really feel that way. Because everybody knows that you feel that way, but you backtracking under peer pressure. So like, it's just goofy to me. Like, I would never have that take. I've met too many cool women in the FGC to ever feel that way. I've had a ton of them on my channel. I've done a ton of collabs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've met some really cool women in the space, interacted with some that I haven't collabed with, and we just cool in general. Like, it's just too many dope women in the FGC to make such a blanket statement because it's like, why? Like, don't you want your girl to like at least partake in your interest to some extent? Like, I went on a date not too long ago and the girl came home and played Tekken with me like a week later. And we don't even talk no more. Like, there was no real spark that popped off from it, but imagine how cool it was to just sit at the crib and play Tekken with a girl. Now, imagine if that was your girlfriend, or imagine if that was your wife and you had her and you guys were together for 10 years and you have a family and you had this bond of playing Tekken with your girl. Like, I just don't understand the take, and I think it's even cornier that he didn't stand on business. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do women not belong in the FGC? Like, even me asking you guys to answer that question in the comments is just such a ridiculous statement because it's like, why would you not want women around? Like, as a guy who's like grown up accustomed to women and dating and having fun and being very comfortable in that space, women make things more fun. Now, of course, some women make shit whack because like they come in with negative agendas. But for the most part, the vibes be where the chicks are. When you go to the bar, do you want to go to a bar where it's all men? Do you want to go to a gym where it's just men? Do you want to go out to a social event and there's no women around? Like, the women are the vibes, bro. Now, you ain't got to be into the e-girls and the girls who like do weird shit and use womanhood to mask it, but like, it's always cool girls around, bro. Girls are the vibes. I don't know what he hating for. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. So the next time, it's your boy Lou Streets. I am out. I bet you we have some more gender wars in the week. I can already see it coming. Let's see who like tries to find a way to reword what I said in this video, because y'all did that in the last video. So let's see in the comments who decides to like find a way to say I say some misogynistic. I know how y'all be doing. But till the next time, it's your boy Lou Streets. I am out. Peace. Women don't belong in the FG. Like, who says that? Why do you do that so recklessly? Stop it. Doing that shit no more.